These are the kind of best of 3 series that you want to start to find some redemption. Complexity edging towards B here. Couple sets of util as they kick off this B side execute. Hobbit under pressure, but with the kit and no armor, just wants to play retake while the rest of Cloud9 start to take the rest of the map.
Yeah, very standard stuff so far from Complexity, right? Just a smoke toward Temple, smoke toward front of sight, gets them in, gets the bomb plant down, and now it's JT fighting against 2 and maybe almost winning there as well. Doesn't quite end up going his way. The Glocks not seeming to help Complexity too much here, but still, Leash and Grim are able to salvage a little bit, though. Both players being stuck in E-Box in a situation like this doesn't really help out too much. Hobbit's got a kit. He's safe for that defuse. He's sticking it, and there's nothing Complexity can do about it.
Trying to get a few more kills towards the end of the round with the bomb plant to maybe shore up their force by round number 2.
Perfecto kind of floating around, but he's really not in a position to help you out too much at this stage. No flashes or anything like that. Maybe he can get a molly into main, but it's just not going to help at all, is it? Hobbit goes down for free. Now it's on to the rest of the squad, and Maxine, Electronic, and Perfecto able to strike. Does make this one still a little interesting. Upgrade there for Axile. Won't matter because Grim's got the headshot with the AK, and JT covers off the rest. Complexity will win round 2. The force buy works out this time.
Towards B now, starting to work the middle of the map. Oh, a Liege with Electronic to deal with. Great flash from Axile to set up Electronic for success, but is traded out eventually. Axile to take next contact from House now.
And as a result, mid-control is going to be gone over to the side of Complexity. It's on steady, working their way through the map, but it definitely does look like it's going to get a split. Floppy doesn't quite get his timing right, though. Perfecto gets a freebie, and then a nice headshot onto Grim as well with that deagle. It's falling apart a little bit here for Complexity. Cloud9 will make their own force buy work.
Absolutely amazing for the CT side to recover in that situation. Making the pistols work. Great flash timing to set up Electronic for this opening pick. Yes, it's only a 1-for-1, but it allows the CT's rotations to settle a lot more when they see Complexity going for that contact play across bridge. Allows Cloud9 to exactly this, lean a little bit more heavily towards the A side of the map, and unfortunately Complexity. And look at this, Shiro on his way over to the right side of the map.
Nice flash. The timing looks good. Axile is going to say thank you very much for that one, Shiro. What a round from Cloud9.
That's a confidence builder for Axile.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're looking towards B initially. Waiting out this initial util. There's the HE nade to set them up to start to scale into the site. Axile able to pick 2 on the cross. Absolutely beautiful.
I mean, that's one of those situations, isn't it, where we're talking about in Counter-Strike 2, do you want to be holding an angle? Well, if you can do it like that, then yeah, is the answer, though Grim has been able to double back down, and what started nicely for Cloud9 has actually swung back in the other direction.
The new bomb radius really going to start to push these Ts off the site. Hobbit has got the exit covered. Perfecto trying to catch them in transition here.
There's one already for Perfecto and another for Hobbit, who will lose his life for his troubles. But a fairly costly round in the end for Complexity. Still, you'll take it, early stages of the half.
Yeah, and usually you wouldn't want to trade with the T side on the CT side of the economy, but Cloud9 with the start that they've had so far to this game, they are going to be able to recover from that financially. So actually Cloud9 emptying their bank accounts, 1 alive on each team. Complexity going to have to reinvest in this next round. Cloud9 just zoning the Ts away from E-Box. In comes the push across bridge on the flash timing here for Complexity. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Shiro scrambling to get out of dodge.
Not quite able to get away from JT, but at least is going to be traded down. Speaking of which, that nade should do the same to Axile.
That changes things. You can see Complexity, as soon as they get that nade killed, they immediately...
I was going to say, they may have found the right positions here, Cloud9, to have an early impact, though. Perfecto, this is an awkward peak when you've got 3 players watching Heaven. Still, timing looked okay, but in the end, nobody walking away with a couple of bullets blasted across their face. Perfecto dealt with by Halzer. Good spacing from Complexity, and now it's just Hobbit who has to look to try to creep through this smoke. He's got a fair bit of util to work with. No smoke, though, for a defuse.
No head armor for Grim. Still hasn't upgraded his.
Hobbit's been good at this event so far, though. A little bit slow to start in this game, and will be swung by Halzerk. Nice timing. There goes another head, and there goes another round for Complexity. They're slowly building in this first half.
And keeps this game competitive. You got the back and forth of the force buys between both teams, and Cloud9 getting that win in the important swing round previously, and then the anti-eco, they were setting themselves up for success, but Complexity immediately hits back in this round. Those trades in middle.
Yeah, Smoke's keeping Cloud9 at bay for the moment, but Complexity more than happy to just hang around outside of B main and slowly but surely take these fights. Now another set of util getting tossed in by Complexity, and it's on to Shiro. He's already got one. Can he find an angle for another now that his position is known? M4 in hand had to be the difference maker and won't be. Grim doubling down. Clean as a whistle on the entries.
Really having a fantastic game so far. Has to be said for Grim. Electronic, not much for him to do in this round, and I think Complexity with 4 alive here. He'd love to find Grim there. Actually, that was the right player to be taking a duel with, given the fact that Grim had no head armor.
Looks like a bit more presence in toward mid. 2 players there, 1 toward A, 2 toward B. Fight again for Grim.
Yeah, no head armor.
This time.
He hadn't upgraded it, and Hobbit's punished him for that.
Yeah, flash through the smoke as well is going to be dealt with by Perfecto. Still some pressure in onto the B bomb site, but the fact that Perfecto is still persisting there, and now the bomb's been dropped outside of mid, this round has fallen apart for Complexity. Far too many trades coming through from Cloud9, and intelligent CT pushes as well, catching Complexity roster off guard.
This is very winnable here for Hallzerk. Finds the pick on the bridge player, well aware that his spawn is compromised. Electronic floating around in there. Perfecto looking for the timing out. Waterside, there are 1v1s to be taken in this round. The CTs still not linking up. Hallzerk, very cerebral from him, realizing where Electronic would reposition to cut the rotation back towards the A side of the map, but unfortunately can't connect the shot, and Cloud9.
And it might well end up just being a contact play into the site here from Complexity.
I mean, it's 1 minute 20. Neither one of these teams has many nades left.
Goes down.
Oh,
Hobbit
nice.
Out of the picture early on in the piece, but Perfecto is at least able to secure one. Still bomb site now for Complexity.
Clears out close middle, so they know there's no T lurk, but they're mostly going to complete this retake in through CT spawn. It's going to be a big crossfire to break.
Yeah, tough retake for Complexity. And that is exactly why. JT, Floppy in combination, finding headshots together.
Yeah, that
then
was...
Elige one more. Round is done.
That was never going to work, unfortunately, in the position that Complexity were in. You know, Ninja, B main site. You're basically just walking into a firing squad, and Complexity setting themselves up a post plant. Like, look at this. As soon as JT takes contact, Floppy's swinging in, and then another player swinging from main at the same time. For for Hallzerk, but Shiro on the AUG.
Look at that, it's a T and a CT smoke in the exact same spot in mid, and indeed Complexity decide to go through it, which is to their detriment. Electronic was waiting.
An advantage now for Cloud9. Looking to finish this half strong, and Hobbit with the aggression on B main finally catches Grim, who was holding that passive position. Now Floppy trying to activate. It's just aggression across the map from Cloud9, catching perfect timings in B main, A main, middle. There's just nowhere that's safe for Complexity right now.
C9 has no chill. Hallzerk. Haven't seen too much AWPing so far in the map for Complexity, but maybe that's yet to come on CT side. Now it's JT's job to creep in through mid. He's been spotted out, and I can't see this working. Best case scenario, it was a 1-for-1, which will leave Hallzerk alone. Seems like Hobbit's position is known. But every second Hallzerk waits is a second disappearing from the round. Nice flick, but he's still got so much more to do with 35 on the clock. And Perfecto playing a close angle will be a tough one to clear for the AWPer of Complexity. He's getting a bit of backup now as well. We all knew that one was going the way of Cloud9. So 6 apiece at the end of the half, and things are hanging quite nicely in the balance for the first game of day 3 of IEM Sydney 2023.
But look, Complexity nowhere near out of things. Could really go either way. Decoy thrown in there as Axar sprints straight into E-Box. They're not trying to force the issue too much on B. He's actually got an entry. The bomb's on the other side of the map. There's duels on A main and B main at the same time. This round's a complete mess.
4 players on A from Complexity. On B at the start of the round. I gotta say, trying to work into the site from E-Box is never a good feeling, but...
And Detective Elige gonna go and try and find out what's going on.
Well, Shiro not having too much success with that P250.
I think Elige has been heard here by Perfecto, so he's... Oh, I was going to say he's done! Oh, the hitboxes! Oh, help! Floppy swung Shiro as well. It might not have even been the hitboxes. I just love to have a win.
I think you just missed
Hobbit.
it.
1 on 4. User error, perhaps. And unfortunately, it was a tall task, and he's but a wee boy.
I'm sure they're going to do him with a replay. You know what I mean? Like, they've got that one.
Let's
the
do it.
replay operator's like, we can get him now.
I can find out.
Let's see what we get. Pretty routine stuff at the start of the round. Oh, we didn't get it from
Well,
Perfecto's POV.
Leash has no hair, so
Oh, he got scared. He got startled.
Ooh.
Does that happen to you? That happens to me all the time.
No, I play Counter-Strike in something close to a state of a coma, you know?
Counter-Strike is a horror game to me.
Really?
Yeah, like jump scares and everything.
Oh, look at this.
Good
Tech
timing.
9s, Mac 10s, all across the bridge. A Leash for 3. He makes it look so easy with the MP9. Nothing but headshots. And Cloud9, that's really going to slow down the momentum, Jordan. We're hoping to get off to a hot start on this T side, and Complexity just getting in their face, man.
Okay.
30 seconds. He's not getting on the site and getting the plant here. We all know it.
All right. That's an interesting smoke.
Fake flash, I believe. It's much harder in CS2 to differentiate between the different kinds of nades based on the mold.
It is. I'd struggle with it. Okay. Well, in the end, Complexity won't lose more than the one member.
17 and 6 for Grim. Great game he's having. Yeah. Complexity looking to shift in the mid-round, and look at that. Shiro was ready for it, but a missed shot onto a Leech means that it's a man advantage for Complexity instead of the other way around.
Complexity feeling comfortable. JT's got a big role to play here, but I'm not sure what Axile's doing there.
I couldn't tell you.
That, like, is he lining up a smoke or something? I don't know. Did he have any use to it? Oh, it's a mess.
Oh dear.
Electronic died after time.
Legally blind. $250. Yikes.
Here's Floppy, ready and waiting. Awkward spot to find himself in now, but he's able to get that smoke down to provide a little bit more space. Unfortunately, CS2 smokes don't stop bullets. Valve haven't added that one yet, though they've been making some interesting changes. And Complexity now no longer in control of the A-bomb site.
Electronic on the lurk with the Glock. Not much really for him to do in a round like this. Complexity setting up for the retake. They're going to get disrupted here early on by Axile in an aggressive position like that.
Retake's on here for Complexity, but Electronic from behind, only good for one. Still, that causes enough of a ruckus to keep the numbers favorable for Cloud9. Hobbit stuck in the corner, doesn't need to move, is finished off by Halzerg. Crossfire, too good. Perfecto finishes off Grim, and that is Cloud9 having finally some success.
Still plenty of money for Complexity, though.
Or wallbanged?
Maybe spam through the smoke. Could have been an HE as well. He's got no armor.
Not even a bloody good HE if he's down to 16 HP, but either way, he's dead now, so that doesn't matter, and it's on to Grim to try to hold the line. He gets the bink, and he gets the kill as well. A leash on the rotation through the E-box, as can be helping him out. And it's not quite gone the way Cloud9 wanted it to. It's down to Hobbit on 5 HP. Oh dear, a leash lives on 8.
20 seconds.
There's a hair's breadth in it.
He's going to save it. That round, as we head towards the tail end of this half, they are bankrupting the CT economy, reducing their loss bonus, and with the cash that they built up over the last few rounds, they have the ability to continue to buy, continue to try to go for that juicy reset window right at the end of the game and try to close this game in regulation on the T side here.
Yeah, oh, that's so sad. Hobbit down on 5 HP. JT won't be happy with that.
That was a 95 and 4.
Yeah.
You know, he sprayed him down, and then the last, what?
So faster play into mid from Cloud9 this time, picking the pace up. That has caught Elise off guard.
Be a massive reset round if Cloud9 is able to realize it. Halzerg pecking one back though. Molotov's off the angle. Cloud9
JT
continuing to spread the map. Perfecto has been tasked with holding onto this B main controller. Complexity after spotting him out. Oof. They're going to fall back. Simultaneously, the fights are happening in A main. It's just both teams working map control across the map.
choose to go toward A here. It is just Floppy holding that position. He's got no delaying util at all.
11 bullets as well. He hasn't reloaded his M4.
Yeah, that's probably good for 1 kill only, you would think. That said, maybe I've spoken too soon. Floppy, oh, that was crispy indeed. But now it's on to Perfecto, 13 seconds. I don't see him winning this round from here. We'll get at least the kill onto Floppy and might get one more. Wouldn't have won him the round, though. That is very well done from Floppy.
Big impact. Smoke goes into house for the T's. Complexity going to boost over that. Make sure they don't lose too much bridge control. But Grim aggressing in the mid-round finds 2. Alige finds another one. This is C9 on the ropes now in a 2-on-5.
Yeah, Perfecto and Axal. How do you come back from this? They're completely at ends with each other. They're on the opposite sides of the map. The bomb's not in their control either. Axal's going to have to go and retrieve that. Time's ticking away. Alige is on the push as well. It has gone horribly wrong for Cloud9 in this, what will certainly be the final round of the map. Complexity 1 away from securing number 13, and it is just Perfecto trying to hold the line. He's going to dislodge Grim, but he has so much more to do.
What a map from Grim, 26 and 11. Another multi-frag aggressing out B main. I mean, the bomb's on the other side of the map. This is a foregone conclusion, unfortunately.
Yeah. Look at this setup from Complexity as well. Just every single member in the same square formation. There's no way you're winning that one, Perfecto. It's 13-9 for Complexity. And they will be very pleased with their first outing here on day 3 of IEM Sydney 2023. It's going to be a long road ahead, Pilski, but that is the way to start it.
Yeah, I mean, the series not done yet, but, you know, we repeat the same map pool again. And like I said, Complexity would have been confident, especially their win on Anubis against Monty. CT side against Cloud9 last time, and they're going to get to start on it this time.
Well, if Grim's going to bring anything like what he did on Anubis into this one, then I dare say it will be a 2-0 for Complexity. But Cloud9 seem to have called it correctly, and they're going to go straight over to B, where Floppy is trying to anchor.
Molly. The Molly's missed.
The Molly has just blown up in the middle of the air. It was like a magic trick. It's gone. And so is Axal's head. Floppy, he is pulling off a bit of magic at the moment. There's another one from Alige. And actually, despite a decent call from Cloud9, that one missed piece of util kind of puts them in an awkward spot now where they have to deal with a 3-on-5. Hobbit already onto Halzerk, and a couple of low CT players here. Does make it look doable for Cloud9. Electronic only able to line up 2 heads, and now it's down to Alige on 5. Perfecto happily hiding away inside of that smoke, and it is done and dusted. Cloud9, they got it over the line in the end. It was a little bit harder than it needed to be, but hey, that'll do.
They're going to be feeling a little bit more confident about keeping this series in the balance. Full save here for Complexity. Barreling straight through A, and I love that decision from Shiro to fall back. This is exactly why strafing pistols at you when you only have a Galil is so difficult to deal with.
He couldn't run fast enough. He couldn't do it. But Cloud9 might still be able to get through this one okay. Oof, that was scary though.
Yeah, look, for anyone who hasn't played against that, I've definitely been kind of delving in it at a much lower level than these players are playing out, obviously. But when you have a Galil, man, or like a rifle, an M4.
In Halzerk over toward A, it's a 2-pronged defense. Alige must get his timing right. Grim's dealt with Hobbit in the meanwhile. Electronic goes down to the orb, and here's Alige. Time to strike. 2-man spray down with the M4A1S, and yes, he'll be mollied away from the box, but able to jump back up and deal with Perfecto as well. And speaking of, that was pretty Perfecto from Alige.
4 guns alive, rather. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Galil, AWP, boost up over the box. Oh, that's unlucky for Shiro. Doesn't quite finish off Grim, but Electronic will swing and get it done. Man advantage and for full control of this A site here for Cloud9, but the bomb's a little out of position.
Yeah, can they get that plant down? I mean, that's the difficulty with this site sometimes. And Alige, he does not care at all. He's gone straight through and dealt with Axal in the meanwhile, though JT did drop, so it's not really much of a benefit for Complexity. And finally, Cloud9 feels safe enough to plant the bomb.
A1S picked up by Hobbit. Nice little creative play for Cloud9 in that last round. Getting a lot of value out of what they had access to. Cloud9 creeping into this B site.
Oh, the volumetric smoke going to get the better of JT there. It does just bloom far enough to keep him out of the sight. Elige, though, has maybe a little bit of an angle, but that was covered off by Shiro. And again, Complexity lose control of another bomb site. It seems like they're having their moments, Complexity, but they're too few and too far between to consistently get around. Once again, Cloud9 showing us exactly why they've decided to pick Ancient again.
Sure, the spade's going to be good enough this time. Double swing in. And Grim only able to hold on to an AK. It's going to have to be a save for Complexity in towards the next round.
What can they do to change things up? What kind of adaptation can they make? Maybe a bit more aggression in toward mid. They have been giving that up. And I tell you what can you do against that?
They just keep catching Complexity. Pants down.
Cloud9 just wants to maximize all the viewership time for the North American fans who are staying up late. Holzerk is dead. So is Elige.
This is what Cloud9 do so well. Man advantage. They just hold their map control. They wait for the CTs to regress in the mid-round. JT, there was no way he's getting anything done there. And this is CIS Counter-Strike at its best.
Ooh. Did he cop a tick from that molly? I think he might have, but doesn't seem to have mattered. He is at least able to win the duel against Axstar. Running out of bullets still won't matter. 6 remaining. And unfortunately is overwhelmed. There was just too many numbers for Cloud9 to work with. So no guns retrieved, or taken rather, through for Complexity. So Shiro, man, look at that. Fearless. Nice double from Hobbit in that round as well. I mean, it's definitely coming together for Cloud9 here.
I mean, they're just doing so, you know, people talk about when they're setting up strats on the T side. This time changing it up though. It's just a quick A side execute. No real players in position for Complexity. They're scrambling in through Donut. They want to fight this A main smoke. Boost up, punish there by Elige. And Cloud9 cancel.
Yeah, finally a good start for Complexity.
Nowhere near over though. That's the thing. These 4v5s on the T side when you're wolf packing around make a pretty big difference.
No utility. There's one smoke for Floppy.
Look out, mate! Oh, no, one was covering him. They just contact straight in.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about, bro. 4 on 5 T side when you've got no grenades on CT side. You can just get caught by a contact timing and Complexity despite having a 5 on 4. You know, this was the ultimate thing that I used to think about T side Inferno. Like the CTs would get a pick and be up 5 on 4. I'd be like, this round's nowhere near done. Doesn't matter. They can still just turn it around, and that's what Cloud9's done.
Elige might be able to get Electronic, or maybe not. Electronic just a bit too all over it.
He's insane this game.
Head banged off. 8-1. Cloud9 are just streaming away with the rounds.
Yeah. They're looking like they're on another level. Whatever they've done to kind of recollect themselves in the break is working an absolute treat. And look, Holzerk looks a little fulsome over on Shelf side there. Complexity making a pretty big adaptation here. They've once again taken mid control and they've doubled up on Cheetah side. JT almost getting isolated. But he passes the test. Cleaned up by a nade though.
Shiro might be in the spot to make a difference here if Elige makes one wrong step. Molotov to Shelf, and Electronic would have been dirty if he would have been able to transfer that spray, but still seeing players getting used to it.
Floppy finally finds some success from Cheetah. He has been getting first picked in a lot of these rounds and having quite a rough half for himself. Holzerk misses a sitter. That could be problematic as Perfecto now applying pressure from Cave side. Both of the entries go the way of Cloud9. And a winnable round for Complexity once again will slip through their fingers unless Grim can 1-on-2.
Well, he would have been good enough to do that on Anubis, but I'm not sure about on Ancient. 10-1 now for Cloud9. The hype train don't stop. That is just dominance from Cloud9. And a real rude awakening for Complexity. They thought they were going to go swimming through this series very easily.
Okay, P90 guy. Let's go, Hobbit.
Oh, here
what you got for us?
It worked out. Straight through the flash, doesn't matter. Catches Holzerk anyway. And he's going to go for more. Floppy quaking in his boots, but holds the line. And Shiro's going to plant safe from Cave. That 9 4-on-4 in the post plant.
Oh, Grim, he thought he had a flank timing, and Electronics max chilling. All the way back in spawn.
Bang, bang. There go another couple of heads.
Just looking so sharp. Complexity, it looks like they're getting deleted right now.
Okay, well, Elise gave it a good crack, but that is pretty much that. 11-1 at the end of the half. A very solid scoreline for Cloud9. Well, Molly into Donut's going to clear that one out for Complexity. They've got to dislodge a couple of members on the site already. Axile has been dispatched off, but they haven't cleared out Shiro. And he'll bang a couple of heads off before he drops. Nice, sharp shots with the P2000. Electronic, another one. It just seems like Cloud9 are on another level at the moment. And the flash even catches JT and Floppy. There's going to be a swing coming through from the CT spawn, but it might not be needed. Electronic, what is that? He is sizzling today. Another fantastic round for Cloud9.
5 P2000s.
Yeah.
For Cloud9.
Yeah.
No USPs. 0.
I mean, I'm...
The P2000 is back.
I've been meaning to swap. I just can't. Slow creep up on the ramp from Complexity. Cloud9 have the members where they need to, though. Hobbit's already good for one, and Perfecto's in a great spot to grab one more. Has given away his position, though, with that tap, and so will drop as a result. Axile exiting middle. Here's the footsteps from Elige and slows things down. MP9 on the swing is not going to be enough this time around. Still a tough ask for Complexity, though, because the bomb is over toward B. They've dispatched of Electronic, and now it's on to Hobbit with that scout in hand. Well, Smoke's gone down on ramp, so that'll make his job more difficult if he does want to go for this round. He's being watched as well by Grim. Ooh, he almost found a timing there onto Elige, but Grim was watching. So Complexity survived for at least one more round. Not sure Complexity's at that point just yet, but JT looking fearless, charging his way into Cheetah, and this Molly will dislodge Perfecto. His feet are burning. It's not the kind of sizzle that he wants to be involved in. In the meanwhile, though, Electronic has managed to get one.
Traded back by Complexity, who are continuing to apply the pressure to Perfecto. In the meanwhile, 2 players creeping through middle, boost up on the off angle onto Shelf side. It was cheeky from Cloud9. They're well aware of Axile's position. He's dancing around with the FAMAS. But Complexity continue to put the good work in here. Despite the fact that Shiro catches one in transition, the K pick has been found in the meanwhile, and Complexity will set themselves up in a nice little post land here.
It's very much where we're expecting to go as well, but Complexity, they have other ideas, they have different plans. Grim's got a resmoke for Red Room. He's just going to allow Complexity out there, and Floppy catches Hobbit. Creeping around looking for information. It's not done yet for Complexity. Still 2 players over to B to find, and I'm not sure they'll check Perfecto. There needs to be a trade, and will be. Halzerk's got that done in the meanwhile, though. Still, the numbers are falling for Complexity, and with 20 seconds left on the clock, they just can't be messing around. They've got to go. JT can't get that kill onto Shiro, which leaves Halzerk to try to save the game for Complexity, and he might just be able to do that. Bomb plant going down. Axile gets aggressive out of cave, gives him the 1v1. The wall bang isn't enough. Axile survives on 5, and that is that. Electronics got it done. Cloud9 will secure the map victory on map number 2 against Complexity. It is 13-6, and we're going to Inferno.
Insane performance from Electronic. Came into this series as the top stat player in the tournament, and I think there's a reason. He might even have put himself straight back up there after that, the way that first map went. It was kind of an average performance for him, working house, being that lurk player, but he just put his carry pants on. He said, we're not going out of the tournament here, boys. Elige pressing out into Carps. Cops himself a goosh, but through the glass only does 45 damage. He'll be somewhat lucky to not lose too much HP. 2-man crossfire between Grim and JT top of Banana there. Gives them the man advantage. As Shiro caught walking up. Now 3 players in apps here. Unsupported by Util until Hobbit can make their way out. Electronic just runs out without any Util into a 2-man crossfire. This is madness.
Yeah, maybe not the kind of madness that Cloud9 had planned, because that has gone very wrong indeed. 1-0 is the scoreline. Complexity
Usually,
win pistol.
You get the chimney flash out before you're going to scale out carbs like that.
Been seeing, it was FaZe, I think, that was throwing the middle smoke, deep mid smoke. Haven't seen that yet from Complexity on CT side.
C9 attempting to nuke the smoke and try to pick a player over on Banana side, but unfortunately they've lost a player at Church. They've lost a player T-Stairs here, C9. 3 on 5 on the cards here. Oh! Grim's just blown himself a Molotov. Someone clipped that. Just flew straight into his forehead. He said, thank you for that. I'll use that later on.
Good catch. Practicing his cricket skills while he's here in Australia.
Oh, what a clean round to follow as well. Nightmare of a first gun round for Cloud9.
It doesn't really feel like they've even been playing this game so far on Inferno. It just has been all the way of Complexity.
Complexity's been dominating them.
Same thing happening on the mainstream. Monty's kind of dominating Fnatic over there as well. So, oh, there's that molly. Gosh, it really did hit him in the head, didn't it? When one team's in front, it seems to be very difficult for the other to get back in control. And okay, that'll do it.
Yeah, they finally found something. Freaks out for Shiro. Elige, mid-round aggression though. Catches two players in the side. Axile very low. But Cloud9, a good trade. Maintains that man advantage. JT left on his lonesome towards top side of B here. To continue to aggress.
This is such a scary spot for JT. He's going to have to be clinical, and he's not. Little stutter step there from Hobbit. Gets that headshot onto JT, and that is the B site cracked open. So Complexity, at this point now, will definitely be thinking about saving those weapons.
Yeah. So again, doing a good job of just keeping C9 at arm's length, but Cloud9 now grouping in towards brackets.
Bullzerk. Here we go. Oh, it hasn't quite gone the way that he wanted it to. Oh, it's all fallen apart. Holzerk, he did everything, but it's actually Elige that will reap the rewards. He gets the double kill, and then another. How about that? Elige, 7-2 for the map. He does not want to be going home. Got any leaves on the ground?
They
don't want him
They
nearby.
eat my mum's plants, and it's actually ruining her retirement.
Oh, Axile's eating Elige alive. Good headshot. Electronics got one as well, and you were right, Pilski, you said, is it going to be the shift in momentum after the tech timeout? Well, it seems like that is going to be the case. Cloud9 have opened quite nicely. Now it's on to Floppy, who has to change his position up as virtue of the Molotov. Playing anti-flash for a second, has to go so again and again and again. So many flashes, and Floppy, you can tell, is under so much pressure. He bought a little bit of time to Grim to come in there and get at least one more on the way out. Nade, won't open. Doesn't present an opportunity for Holzerk, but he wants to creep through it. There is a bit of a hole. It has been mollied off. Cloud9 stuck in the site.
Yeah, but they'll be happy about that. These A-site retakes, very troublesome. Complexity are going to go for this, though.
Grim, head down, can't get round the corner, and now it's on to Holzerk, who I'm not sure he's even going to be able to save this AWP at this point in time. Smoke to go through. Flash blinding him. And he's not getting out of here, surely.
Ooh, he's alright.
Well, Perfecto wanted to have a crack, but in the end, Holzerk does escape.
It's a backside plan as well, so on full HP, Perfecto can still save in pit despite the radius changes. Wasn't fully backside, but even back left is good enough, apparently. Nice little entry from Axile. And this is why I was saying, Cloud9, when they find these man advantages, you can bet on them to win the round. Floppy, he's under so much press there. For anyone, you know, in a big pressure game.
But Cloud9, as a unit, are going to start to work their way up through Diggity. 4 members alive right now. And Electronic has already found quite a lot of space. He has gotten all the way into pit unscathed until Floppy strikes from above. He's like a drop bear, apparently. You've got to watch out for those, though.
Flop bear.
Well, it's dealt with by Axile. And now it's just on to Perfecto. Although he might still be in with a chance. That bomb collected in time. Plant's going down. Holzerk charging forward. Oh, Perfecto. He got off the plant, which was the play. But he didn't hit the shot.
Just a little bit too low to convert that one. We've been throwing that for a while. But yeah, it is. Very nice flash of clear halls.
And they're looking for top of Nana control as well. Grim is holding on to it. Sitting behind the sandbags. And flash up into the air as well. It's perfect. Wow, look at that from Complexity.
Wow.
Talk about nice flashes.
What a mop. They go from barely surviving in a one-on-one to 4 alive.
He'll be pushed away. But an artillery barrage over the top from Complexity, and then Hallzerk banging Axile out of carpets. It's a good-looking round setup here for Complexity, and the charge through from the pistols. Normally it's scary, but I'm not sure that's the case against the big old crossfire here of Complexity.
Yeah. Hold on.
Shiro and Perfecto working hard to try to salvage the round, but Floppy will shut it down.
It's never going to work. Like, you lost your carpets player. They're just trying to shove dry up Diggity. It's like, it's such a low percentage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they want to give it another crack. Seems to be working out this time. Elige at the bottom of mid, causing a bit of a problem. Hobbit, oh, he's dealt with accordingly.
The nade in the chicken pit. Oh, that's insane.
Ripped my bros, the chickens.
A messy start to the round. And Complexity, they're not done fighting middle. They're looking for some more punches. They want to have the last laugh here.
Good on them. I think if you're going to stack 3 players over to A at this point in the game, you need to be doing something with it. Unfortunately, that something hasn't quite gone the way they wanted it to, and Electronic's going to be head down. Now waiting for the next push. Oof. Well, this is a tough spot to clear out. The nade is going to land in on top of him, and Floppy gets the rest of the job done, but is going to be established. How do you possibly hope to get Perfecto away from Nubox? He's at least been able to cross. Yeah, I'm not sure that was spotted by Axile, but time is really running down, and there was nothing to be done there for Floppy. A valiant effort, but Complexity will remain on 3.
Messy round between the T-side force buying and the mid-aggression here from Complexity. So Cloud9, Elige just active in middle. So aggressive here for Complexity.
Oh, look at that. Elige gets one again. 2 rounds in a row he's done this.
He's in bloody T-stairs at 1:20. I feel like I'm watching a bloody Premier game right now.
Might as well be with all the force buying going on. And Grim, he's been flashed into Nana. Spots out Shiro as well. Disaster for Cloud9. Elige is waiting from behind, looking to strike. They should have put him in those promo videos. Well, what's Axile going to do?
Nah, 25 seconds. It's time to start thinking about how you're going to throw to break, Jordan.
He wants to make a barbecue. He's got an Elige, but he's got a cassowary barbecue. Not sure that's going to help him. 17 seconds, has to just charge into this B bomb site. Really running out of time now. Flashes are going to go through into CT spawn, and JT will take the opportunity to peek. So there it is, 9-3. And we're going to go to a break. We'll be back in just a sec. Pretty tight.
Straight up mid is Complexity. Setting the pace early on. 2 players in carpets right now. Want to try to isolate Floppy, take him out of the equation, and then focus on this push coming up dig side.
Electronic already striking quite nicely onto Floppy. Does put things in a good position for Cloud9. Shiro will lose his head. JT has doubled down. And in the blink of an eye, it's gone from bad to worse, actually, for Cloud9. Round started well, but it might not end in that direction. Grim, JT on the site, and JT's having a banger of a pistol. It's just Perfecto now. 2 guns is better than 1, but 3 players is better than 1. And that's enough for Complexity to get through the pistol, and they might have Inferno wrapped up pretty cleanly if they keep this up.
Surely got to be a CT side force buy here for Cloud9. They showed a tendency to force at the end of the T half to try to create opportunities for themselves. And look, going back to go on Old Ferno, 2nd round forces were the norm. So we'll see what Cloud9 are going to come up with here. They actually full eco. Deagle out for Perfecto, but the rest of the boys just relying on the P2Ks. It's a big push down middle here. Getting absolutely mopped. Elige just continues this good run of form here.
Complexity giving those North American fans that stayed up to watch this game something to be thankful for. Elige is on for the ace here. If he can catch that final kill onto Hobbit, which it seems like he's in pole position to do. And there it is.
5 alive.
Well done from Elige.
Wow. It's a little too easy. Spirits are high in the complexity camp right now. They recognize.
That is something that the fans will be both heartened and disappointed by. At least they will get to see JKS in the arena.
Oh, what a way to start the first gun round. You lose your AWPer.
Yeah, like that.
5 seconds in. This might be the only gun round C9 gets to play at this rate unless someone can dig real deep. Not a whole lot of nades left over on this CT side here. Complexity not in a rush to be going anywhere, really.
Electronica 1-for-1's not quite going to be good enough here. He gets the info that there's more players in bracket, and it's on to Axile, who will desperately try to survive here. A1S, and getting a bit of help out from Perfecto there as well. Really more of a decoy than anything else was Perfecto, but he set it up for Axile to at least get 2. Duel, though,
wow,
from Holzerk. He's just not afraid.
What a round initially. An AWPer knows exactly where an opposing AWPer wants to peek, and usually he'd be scoped up on that position, but in this case... Oh, was it a flick? Oh, yeah, decent flick. Nice little adjustment. Instant one-tap on the armorless Shiro, and then, what is that? A 4K in the opening gun round. What a round from Holzerk.
And he's done nothing. Mag 7, though. How about it from Perfecto? First shot, second shot. Didn't really land, did they? And with a Mag 7 at that range, you'd really think they would have done a bit more than that, but not the case. And Cloud9 now down to just 2, Shiro and Axile. One of whom is still a long way away from this B site, and the other is holding on to a Mag 7. It is indeed just the Mag 7. Shiro is going to have to be the hero for Cloud9. And I just don't see it happening. Too much util there for Complexity to delay with the smoke and the Molotov, and even then a couple of flashes. He gives away the fact that he's in CT, flash through the smoke. He's got to go. There's no other option, and that is that. It is Complexity that will knock Cloud9 out of IEM Sydney and maintain their spot in the event. Of course, they've still got one more match to play today, and that is going to be against Monty for a position in the playoffs. But at least for now, it is all smiles for the North American squad.
Yeah, that's a bit of a message being sent there by Complexity. Win in Pro League versus Cloud9, and then a win in the lower semis here in IEM Sydney. I think Elige and the rest of the boys saying should have stayed NA.
Maybe. But Cloud9, another disappointing exit for them. What is going on with this roster? I'm sure that's going to throw a little bit more spice into the pot, if you know what I mean. Pilski, lots of conversations happening around C9 at the moment. And I dare say there'll be a few more getting weighed in upon.